It almost feels like gaming is in a decline recently, and the thing is even though it feels like it's in a decline, gaming is more popular than it ever has been. It is the biggest grossing entertainment industry in the world. It makes more money than TV, movies, Netflix combined. Like, that is how big the gaming industry is, especially in North America, I would say Europe, and kind of more East Asia, where it's like South Korea and Japan. Video games are just this incredible titan of an industry now, yet a lot of people are having second thoughts, and it doesn't feel like video games are as enjoyable as they once were. Today we're doing an episode of Wild Wednesday where you guys ask me questions on Discord and I try to answer them to the best of my ability. So we have 3 questions and comments in my Wild Wednesdays tab that I want to talk about. One is from Morgan, and he says, my interest in video games is fading, but I still crave the feeling of the golden days of gaming. What do I do? V says, do you think video games are not the same anymore in general? There was that little spark that disappeared from me in the new generations of games. It simply is not the same anymore. And Jake says, do you think I should continue video games? I used to be good at them, and there used to be good games. Now I suck and there's nothing to play. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just out of it. So as you can see, there's a lot of people that have been playing games for such a long time, and it feels like a completely different industry now. And it almost feels like video games used to be so wholesome back then, and then you could be like, oh well, Modern Warfare 2 lobbies and all the toxicity there. See, the thing was is those games were all toxic, but there was like a level of wholesome enjoyment to the game. Like, it was fun to just hop on with friends, trash talk, and then just pub stomp some kids. And it's not just Call of Duty in general, it's every game ever. I would say the golden era of gaming, at least for our generation, was 2008 to 2015. And reasons I think that is because we had games like Battlefield and Halo and Call of Duty, like the 3 titans of first-person shooters, be the most popular they have ever been in franchise history. Now, you could say, well, the games now sell way more than the games back then. Like, if you look at Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2019 is the top-selling Call of Duty of all time. But the thing is, there's also a lot of more people that consume video games and that buy video games now compared to then, because the market has expanded so much that there's now so much more people buying the game. But if you look at rating scores, the old Call of Duties and old games in general have higher ratings than the newer ones overall. So I think that's where it really matters, not in sales, because the more people that consume video games, the more that there are going to be sales. And because of the popularity of video games within the past, I would say decade, has soared and kind of skyrocketed so much that of course we can expect higher numbers of games sold. So I don't really see that as an analytic that means the new games are better than the old ones. It definitely means that gaming is more popular than ever, but it doesn't have that same kind of unique feel that games used to have. And when I think back to gaming in the golden era, I think about how simple life was, and now that a lot of us have grown up and become adults, a lot of us have more responsibilities to take care of and less time to focus on games. So, of course, video games aren't going to be as easy to enjoy, because when we would come home from school in like junior high and high school, we wouldn't have a lot of responsibilities to take care of. We maybe had a little bit of homework and a little bit of chores, but then we could play games for the rest of the evening and have fun with friends, as long as we were keeping good grades, and life was simple then. So I think for my generation, that's a huge thing of why gaming isn't as popular as it is, and that's going to be a huge kind of factor there. But what I really think changed the most is gaming community and the industry in general. Because the industry has gotten so popular, we've seen more people make games for money. A huge example, EA and Activision and the whole loot crate thing of 2016, which quite literally, based off of my analysis of the golden years, was like the year that the golden era stopped, was the year that loot crates and all of these kind of monetization things were introduced into video games. And it's like, I think also not only on top of predatory companies trying to make a quick buck, but I also think like the entertainment and video creation community changed so much, where in the golden era we saw YouTubers like Ali A, T Martin, White Boy 7 Street. There was so many YouTubers that blew up back in the day that had so much credibility and were widely seen as highly respected. I don't know what my dog is doing in the background, by the way, but they were seen as highly respected content creators. And then once again, the second 2016 hit, everyone kind of fled the more wholesome and genuine content and became more just like, hey, I'm gonna make videos to make money rather than because it's a hobby. A huge example, look at Ali A. Ali A during Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, he was active with the community. You could tell he cared about the games, but now if you look at his channel, it's just like scummy Fortnite videos, and I honestly don't watch them, so calling them scummy is a little bit unfair, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people are doing it for the enjoyment of content creation anymore, which is why people like Jev and Moist Critical are so loved these days, because they're genuine and they are who they are on camera and off, and they share their lives and their experiences with you guys. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do as well. I'm trying to keep things as genuine as possible and as enjoyable as possible. And I think a huge thing that has driven gaming into where it is now is the YouTube and Twitch space. Everyone wants to upload to YouTube and become a streamer. And what's the best way to do that? Well, it's going to be find an exploit in the game, or find a way to exploit the game. And I don't mean like cheat or hack or anything like that, but find something you can exploit in the system to your advantage rather than just have fun. I feel like not a lot of people are having fun in games anymore, strictly on the basis of they're playing games to have fun. It's a little bit different now, where there's so many kids out there that are 12 to 15, 16 years old, and their main goal is literally to do well in video games so their Twitch stream and their YouTube can grow. Like, so many people are focused on becoming famous and becoming YouTubers now, that video games aren't played strictly for enjoyment anymore. There's so many people that play video games to build careers, and it sounds hypocritical of me to say that because I've built my career on YouTube off of playing games. So the thing that's different for me is it started as a hobby, and it's a hobby that turned into a job, and I love my job just as much as I love the hobby. But everyone in video games that is being brought up that is 12 years old is watching these YouTubers like Ali A, and I don't mean to point fingers at Ali A. He's just the easiest example for me, because when I grew up, I looked up to Ali A. He made great Call of Duty videos and great Call of Duty content and was very active with his community, and now seems completely removed from his community and is just laser focused on making content. And I respect that grind, but I hope you guys get where I'm coming from here, where the aspects of YouTube have changed the landscape, and just it's not so much about gaming anymore. It's about, hey, who is the best at their game and who can build a Twitch following and grow on TikTok. And it's almost like everyone is trying to do something more with video games other than just enjoy them. And I think that's why a lot of games nowadays are shrouded in that kind of negative light, where people just don't enjoy them as much anymore. And because the competition for YouTube and Twitch has grown to such an extent, that means that the video games and the players themselves are also competing at such an incredible rate, where SBMM has been an issue now in games, because people care about how good they're doing in games rather than just playing for fun. And I made a video like a year and a half ago talking about casual, like specifically casual Call of Duty was dying, but casual gaming in general is dying as well, where everyone is trying so hard to be the best they can to grow their YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. And I could be wrong. That's just the way I see it. And those trying to enjoy the golden era games, well, things come in cycles, right? Like, the gaming industry will be great one decade and bad the next. So it can't be just sunshine and rainbows all the time. Of course, there's going to be regression periods, and then there's going to be progressive periods. For those that love the golden era games, why not go play the golden era games? Sure, the communities might not be the same, but you should just try to focus on playing games for fun and have fun with those games. And for Jake's comment when he said, I'm just not good at video games anymore and I just don't enjoy them anymore, that might literally just be a thing that all of us are going through. A lot of us might be growing out of, like, falling out of love with video games. We might not be enjoying playing them much anymore. I used to play video games every day and absolutely love playing them every single day, but recently there's been like days where I just don't have fun and I don't enjoy it. And I think out of the entire last month of July, I maybe sat down and played video games and had great sessions maybe 2 or 3 times, and that was it. I think as we age, our interests change, and one of those interests that change might be gaming. And because we look at gaming with nostalgia and we think of how much fun and how we don't want to let go of gaming, that we start to second guess if it's us or just gaming in general. And I think it's a combination of both. I think the gaming industry has changed so much from what it once was to where it is now that a lot of people are going to be driven away, and the appeal for a lot of people that grew up during the golden era of modern gaming aren't going to like what's currently going on in the present. And I think it's also the same thing of people are just growing up, finding more responsibilities, interests change, and people aren't enjoying video games as much as they once were. And what's scary to think is that's going to be a thing with a lot of other things in our life. And I don't mean this to be like a melodramatic video, but I was just like, I literally went into this video thinking the industry's changed. But as I've kind of discussed and talked throughout the video, I've slowly realized that it might be us, and it's kind of freaking me out now. And because I think we all want to hold on to something we enjoy so much, especially when it comes to something that we grew up doing. And for those of us that have played games since like we were like 12, 10, maybe even 9 years old and have played ever since, I think that's like a hard realization where something that was so important to us and we enjoyed so much, and it was like a huge form of entertainment that we consumed, is changing, and we don't really have control of that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. What do you guys think about gaming going on right now? Obviously, it's the most popular it's ever been, and it's only going up from here in terms of popularity and where the money's going, but it's not always about the money. So let me know there in the comment section. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. 10% off all your gamersubs orders, gamersubs.gg/codewild, and link in the description for all my social medias and stuff like that. And if there is one, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, there we go. I got the right Josh.
Oh. Oh god, he kills Holy screw. God damn.
Where does the nuke detonate if we're in the ocean?
It's a